All right. So we'll start off with the standoff that's taking place right now. This call began about 1:15 this morning, and there's a couple of people that live in the house. This is the 100 block of East 38th Street, and our suspect in this case is a relative of the two victims. He showed up at the home, was not supposed to be inside, but ended up forcing his way inside. He assaulted one victim. The other one, he was able to get hold of a handgun and then threatened the other victim with that gun. The one that was threatened with the handgun was able to get to a secure location or a secure room and then called for police. Officers arrived. They were able to get both victims out of the house and then tried to work on getting the suspect out. And really, that's where we're at. SWAT team and negotiators were activated, and there's a lot of different things, the different tools they're using. One of the things was the unmanned aircraft system was used, or our drone was flown to kind of help and get a picture of the outside of the home. So SWAT is working on, SWAT and negotiators are working on finding the man and getting him out. But at this point in time, no arrests have been made. The reason that we have that area blocked off is really just for everybody's safety. With that threat of a weapon being used, we don't want to put people in harm's way. The school district was notified. They took appropriate actions. We've notified people in that immediate area and also businesses as well. The goal is to try to keep people safe and then also have a safe place where officers can work and do their job. I guess that's about all I have. One of the victims that was punched was taken to the hospital. I was told it was non-life-threatening injuries, but I don't have a description or details of what those injuries entail. The other one, I think, went to the hospital to get checked out, but I don't believe had any serious injuries.
So everybody's out except for the suspect right now?
Yes, yeah, as we don't believe anybody else is inside the home except the suspect.
Do you know the severity of injuries for the person that was assaulted?
No. It was serious enough where they had to go to the hospital, but it was deemed non-life-threatening injuries. I don't know what those injuries consist of.
Assaulted with a weapon?
I don't know if we have those details. I believe it was punching, maybe kicking. I don't know if we have all the details yet.
And you said he wasn't supposed to be in the house. They know each other?
Yes, they're related to each other.
So was it a restraining order violation, or do you not?
I'm not going into details with that.
Okay.
The suspect is not supposed to be at the home, and he forced his way in, assaulted the two victims, and that's essentially where we're at right now.
Okay.
So he threatened only one victim?
He threatened both. Well, one was for sure threatened with a gun. I don't know about the second one, if she was threatened with a gun or not.
And it's a man and a woman, the victim?
The suspect is a man. Both victims are women.
Okay.
Anything else on that? I mean, obviously, we'll keep an eye on things, and if we have an arrest that's made, I can update everybody later on, but I don't have a timeline of when that may be. There's two assaults. Those are basically related to each other. That was a domestic. That was one of them. So there was a call yesterday afternoon, and while officers were dealing with that, they learned of an earlier assault. So one of them is a late report that happened the beginning of December. That was a domestic where somebody was punched. Then yesterday, what happened is we had people that were arguing. The suspect ended up punching the victim. He ended up getting a gun. There was another person that was there in this apartment, and there was a struggle over that gun. The gun was fired 2 times. There were no injuries from that. The other person was able to get the gun away from the suspect. The victim obviously was in fear once that gun was presented. The suspect was still there when officers arrived, so he was arrested for aggravated assault domestic, reckless discharge of a firearm, and then simple assault. And this happened, the call came in about 12:20 p.m., and that was in the 700 block of West Rice Street inside an apartment. Yep, His last name is Manue. First is Stephen, Stephen. No middle name, and he's 28 from Sioux Falls. And the victim, I can give her age. She is 41 from Sioux Falls. Burglaries, we had houses, apartments that were entered, a couple of storage units and garages. We did have a couple of arrests on those, but it was basically just people that entered the house, so no injuries associated with that. The disorderlies, let's see, yesterday we had quite a few reports of people that were hit with the BB gun. And then we had some vehicles that were shot, and we believe they may be related, but we're not really sure yet. But last night, about 8, kind of in the area, about 8:30 p.m., we had a guy that was downtown in the 200 block of South Phillips Avenue. He said he was outside of business, and there was a car that drove by, and he was struck with a BB. Nobody else was in that area. And then there was a woman that was outside the Women's Mission, 700 block of East 8th Street. She was also shot with a pass. So it's a gray car is what we know. Still looking on finding that. We did have a parked car that was in the 300 block of South Jessica, a business in the 100 block of South Van Epps. And then there was another parked car in the 1000 block of East 10th Street. It's all kind of relatively similar area, I guess. But the two cars and then the business all had windows that were shot with a BB gun. So we're still working on that. I know there's some cameras in the area, so that may help with the investigation. But no arrests at this point in time.
And no further description other than a gray car.
Just a gray car. That's what we have. So. And there are a few cars that were shot with BB guns, had windows broken out with BB gun, or I guess one was a house that we know of. One was a car. I mean, that was kind of the downtown area. It was more on the west side, but no idea if that's related or not. The other disorderlies, a couple involved juveniles, shoplifting, phone calls. The family offenses are protection orders and reports. Frauds are all ID thefts. Larcenies, I didn't get to those today. I didn't hear of anything big. The robbery, that was a guy that was punched, and then somebody took his keys and then stole his vehicle. No serious injuries with that. Vehicle has not been found yet. Sex offenses are all reports, and outside of those two windows that were shot with BB guns, we had a lot of car windows that were broken and other cars that were damaged, but nothing concentrated in one area. And the weapons violation, it was the call came in as somebody that was threatened with a bat, but that person didn't want to do anything. So I think we had just a disorderly conduct is the report ended up. No arrests on that, but the person that was threatened with the bat didn't want to make a report, but somebody else was involved and they wanted to make a report. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. Anything else?
If I go back to the standoff,
Yeah.
Were you familiar with this guy? Is this guy on your radar already for something else that you mentioned wasn't supposed to be about?
I can't go into criminal history on people. Once an arrest has been made and you have a name, then you'd be able to look at that. But I can't give that information out. Anything else? Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.